Reena, this chart is not built for a soft, decorative life. This is a chart where the soul is pushed into pressure, service, conflict, healing, correction, and emotional responsibility. And the mistake people will make when they look at you from the outside is this. They will see Libra rising and assume you are simply graceful, balanced, diplomatic, charming, pleasant. That is the outer packaging. The actual engine of the chart is far more intense. Your life is being driven by house lords falling into work, conflict, service, emotional repair, hidden wounds, relationship karma, and the constant need to become useful under pressure. You are not here to float through life. You are here to master chaos, diagnose imbalance, and convert pain into skill. And the core diagnostic point is this. Your Ascendant Lord, 8th Lord, 9th Lord, 10th Lord, 11th Lord, and 12th Lord energies are all tied heavily into the 6th house. That means your identity, transformation, fortune, career, gains, losses, relationships, and mental life are not operating from comfort. They are operating from the battlefield of daily life. The 6th house is not glamorous. It is work. It is disease. It is debt. It is conflict. It is service. It is correction. It is discipline. It is the place where life says, fix this, handle this, solve this. Serve here. Get stronger here. So when I read this chart, I do not see someone who is allowed to remain innocent for too long. I see someone who learns people through their problems. You understand pain because you have been placed around it. You understand imbalance because your life repeatedly puts you in environments where something is broken, someone is struggling, or something needs to be corrected. Now let us go straight into the House Lord engine. You are Libra Ascendant. That means Venus rules the first house. Venus becomes the lord of your body, personality, identity, self-direction, and how you experience life. But Venus is placed in the 6th house in Pisces. This is the first major signature. Your identity is built through service. You become yourself when life forces you to handle problems. You may not always choose conflict, but conflict finds you. You may want harmony, but life keeps handing you situations where harmony has to be earned, negotiated, repaired, or restored. Venus in Pisces is exalted, so there is beauty here. Compassion, sensitivity, artistic intelligence, spiritual softness, relational depth, the ability to understand people's wounds, the ability to soften harsh spaces, the ability to make the broken feel human again. But because this exalted Venus is in the 6th house, the same gift becomes dangerous if boundaries are weak. You can become the emotional laborer, the fixer, the helper, the one who listens, the one who absorbs, the one who understands everyone, the one people come to when they are damaged, confused, lonely, unwell, or emotionally messy. And here is the raw truth. Your compassion can become your trap, because the first lord in the 6th can make you identify with usefulness. You may feel valuable when you are needed. You may feel loved when you are helping. You may confuse service with connection and sacrifice with intimacy. That has to be watched. You are not here to become everyone's repair department. Now, Venus is not only your first lord, it is also your 8th lord. So the 8th house of hidden pain, trauma, crisis, intimacy, secrecy, sudden events, transformation, and psychological depth is also sitting in the 6th. This is powerful. It means hidden pain becomes service. Trauma becomes analysis. Relationship wounds become wisdom. Crisis becomes skill. You may develop the ability to understand what people hide, what they suppress, what they cannot say directly. But this also means your relationship and intimacy patterns can bring conflict, power struggles, repair cycles, emotional debts, or hidden resentment. You may attract people with unresolved wounds. People who need healing. People who carry complicated histories. The danger is that love becomes rescue. The 8th lord in the 6th can give strength through crisis. You can defeat hidden problems. You can solve what others avoid. But emotionally, this placement demands one rule. Do not marry someone's wound. Do not bond with someone only because they need saving. Do not convert intimacy into therapy. Your soul is learning the difference between compassion and entanglement. Now look at the 2nd lord. The 2nd house rules speech, family values, money, food, self-worth, lineage, and accumulated resources. Mars rules your 2nd house and is placed in the 5th house. This gives sharp intelligence, direct speech, strong opinions, a mind that cuts through nonsense. You may not speak all the time, but when you decide to speak, Your words can hit with force. Mars in the fifth means speech enters intelligence. Family values enter creativity. Money decisions enter speculation, education, children, romance, and judgment. There is strong capacity for technical thinking, strategic thinking, and quick diagnosis. But Mars is a blade. In the fifth house, it can make the mind competitive. It can make romance argumentative. It can make speech harsh when emotions are triggered. And because Mars also rules your seventh house, the same planet controls both speech and partnership. This is critical. Your relationship karma is directly connected to words. What you say, how you say it, when you say it, and how sharply you react can either build the relationship or damage it. The partner may be strong, independent, intellectual, technical, unconventional, or emotionally detached. There can be attraction through intelligence, creativity, shared ideas, friendship, or common goals. But there can also be ego clashes. Mars as seventh lord in the fifth gives passionate love, but not always peaceful love. It gives chemistry, but also debate. It gives attraction, but also pride. It gives creative partnership, but only if both people respect each other's intelligence. If immature, this becomes, I love you, but I will fight you. If mature, this becomes, we build, create, think, solve, and grow together. Now the third lord, Jupiter, is in the 11th house. The third house is courage, effort, communication, skills, siblings, writing, self-made initiative. Jupiter in the 11th takes your communication and effort into networks, gains, audiences, communities, elder siblings, social circles, and large ambitions. This is a strong placement for advisory roles. Teaching, guidance, writing, speaking, counseling, social influence, knowledge-based networks. You may gain through wisdom, communication, consulting, teaching, or being the person people come to for perspective. But Jupiter also rules your sixth house, so the third lord and sixth lord sit in the 11th. That means your gains come through effort and problem solving. You earn through service. You grow through handling conflicts. You build networks through being useful. And Jupiter is retrograde in Leo, in Maga. This brings ancestral weight, pride, authority, and karmic memory. Your voice may carry a certain moral force. You may advise strongly. You may judge situations through ethics, loyalty, tradition, or inner authority. But retrograde Jupiter means your wisdom is not simple. It is internalized. It may come after reversals, disappointments, repeated lessons, or broken trust with teachers and social circles. You may not accept easy wisdom. You test it, you digest it, you rework it. Now here comes one of the biggest mechanisms in the chart. The exchange between the 6th Lord Jupiter in the 11th and the 11th Lord Sun in the 6th. This is a 6th-11th exchange. This is not a small detail. This is a major life engine. The 6th house is service, conflict, competition, disease, debts, enemies, work, routines, and correction. The 11th house is gains, networks, ambitions, income, audience, large groups, elder siblings, and desire fulfillment. When these two houses exchange lords, the message is direct. Gains come through struggle. Networks come through service. Income comes through solving problems. Ambitions are fulfilled through discipline, conflict management, and handling difficult people. This can give rise through service industries, advisory work, employee management, legal or health-related work, HR, counseling, consulting, operations, dispute resolution, institutional work, and any field where people bring problems and you bring structure. But the shadow is equally strong. Friends can become obligations. Networks can become political. Gains can come with conflict. Income may come through stressful environments. You may repeatedly attract groups where you have to mediate, fix, advise, rescue, or carry responsibility. This exchange says, you win, but not through ease. You win through competence under pressure. Now, the 4th Lord Saturn is in the 4th house itself, in Capricorn. This is strong. Saturn is in its own sign. The 4th house rules home, mother, property, education, emotional security, vehicles, private life, and inner peace. Saturn in the 4th makes the emotional base serious. You may not have a casual relationship with home. Home may be a place of duty. Property may be important. Stability may have to be built slowly. Emotional peace may not come automatically. It comes through structure, responsibility, maturity, and boundaries. This can give long-term property strength, disciplined education, administrative ability, endurance in domestic responsibilities, and the ability to build a strong foundation over time. But emotionally, Saturn in the fourth can make you carry heaviness inside. You may look composed while privately feeling burdened. You may become the responsible one in the family. You may feel that rest must be earned. You may have difficulty emotionally relaxing unless everything is under control. The fifth lord is also Saturn, and it is also in the fourth. So intelligence, creativity, romance, children, education, mantra, and past life merit are rooted in the private emotional field. This gives serious intelligence, deep memory, structured thinking, capacity for traditional knowledge, ability to study slowly and master deeply. But joy can become heavy. Romance can become serious. Creativity can become duty. Children or students may become responsibility. You may not allow yourself lightness easily. Your lesson here is sharp. Not every gift has to become a burden. Now the ninth lord Mercury is in the sixth. The ninth house is Dharma, father, teachers, fortune, higher education, ethics, law, philosophy, blessings, long-distance journeys. Mercury in the sixth means your Dharma is tested through work, service, analysis, conflict, health, and daily discipline. This is not a chart where belief stays abstract. Your beliefs get tested in real life. Teachers may come through difficult situations. Fortune may come through skill. Higher learning may be linked to service, healing, writing, counseling, analysis, or solving practical problems. But Mercury is in Pisces, where Mercury becomes less linear and more intuitive. Add retrograde influence, and the mind becomes deep, imaginative, spiritual, but sometimes scattered or overloaded. This can give healing communication, spiritual counseling, intuitive analysis, writing ability, psychological insight, and capacity to understand emotional complexity. But it can also give mental fatigue, overthinking, absorbing other people's confusion, difficulty making clean decisions when emotions flood the intellect. So your mind must be trained. Otherwise, your own intelligence becomes your battlefield. Now the 10th Lord Moon is in the 6th. This is career through service. The 10th house rules profession, status, public action, authority, and visible karma. Moon as 10th Lord in the 6th says your career path is tied to care, correction, emotional labor, public service, health, routines, employees, healing, counseling, administration, conflict resolution, and dealing with people's needs. Your work is not emotionally neutral. It affects your mind. Work stress can enter the body. Criticism can disturb your emotional field. Disorder in daily life can affect sleep, digestion, mood, and confidence. But this also gives a powerful career gift. You can understand what people need. You can serve emotionally. You can care practically. You can work with clients, patients, students, teams, women, children, or emotionally burdened people. The moon in Revati adds nurturing, guidance, protection, and the impulse to help those who are vulnerable. This can be beautiful. But again, the chart repeats the same warning. Do not let care become self-erasure. Now the 11th Lord Sun is in the 6th. This means gains through competition, gains through discipline, gains through service, gains through authority inside difficult systems. The Sun in the 6th can make you proud of your ability to handle pressure. You may become highly aware of inefficiency. You may dislike incompetence. You may become critical of disorder, laziness, or weak leadership. But the Sun in the 6th also brings ego battles at work. Authority figures, bosses, seniors, workplace politics, or competitive environments may become part of the journey. Because the Sun exchanges with Jupiter, your gains are tied to ethics, knowledge, service, conflict, and networks. If you lead humbly, you rise. If ego enters service, conflict multiplies. Leadership for you does not come by dominating people. It comes by solving what others cannot solve. Now the 12th Lord Mercury is also in the 6th. The 12th house rules losses, expenses, sleep, isolation, hospitals, foreign lands, retreats, hidden life, spiritual release, and subconscious drain. When the 12th Lord goes to the 6th, there is a capacity to fight losses, manage expenses, defeat hidden enemies, serve in hospitals or institutions, work with foreign or isolated people, and convert loss into service. But it also shows mental drain through work, sleep disturbance through overthinking, hidden anxiety, nervous exhaustion, too much information, too much analysis, too many people's problems living inside your head. You need routines not as luxury, but as medicine. Now Rahu in the 3rd intensifies communication, courage, self-effort, siblings, media, skills, and independent initiative. In Mula, Rahu wants to dig to the root. It does not want surface answers. It wants hidden truth. This gives research capacity, bold speech, unconventional learning, and obsession with deeper knowledge. You may be drawn to psychology, astrology, healing, philosophy, truth-seeking, investigation, or anything that destroys illusions. But Rahu in the third can also create restless communication, impulsive statements, over-effort, proving energy, a tendency to push too hard when trying to establish independence. Your courage is strong, but it must be directed. Ketu in the ninth shows detachment from conventional belief. You may not blindly follow teachers, gurus, religion, or inherited philosophy. In Ardra, Ketu gives stormy spiritual intelligence. It breaks false beliefs. It questions. It doubts. It strips glamour from gurus and ideologies. This can create disillusionment with father figures, mentors, teachers, or belief systems. But it also creates authentic spirituality. You are not here to copy faith. You are here to test it, break it, rebuild it, and live what survives. Now let us bring this together. The dominant area needing attention is the sixth house. Your life rises when your daily routine is clean. Your health is protected. Your sleep is disciplined. Your work boundaries are clear. Your service is conscious. Your relationships are not built on rescue. Your mind is not allowed to absorb everyone's chaos. If you ignore the sixth house, the consequences are direct: stress, emotional fatigue, health sensitivity, workplace conflict, resentment, overservice, mental overload, relationship imbalance, and repeated cycles of being used by people who need your help but do not respect your limits. The second area needing attention is relationship. Because Venus, Mars, and the sixth house are so active, love cannot be handled casually. You need a partner who respects your sensitivity but does not exploit it. Someone who has discipline. Someone who can handle truth. Someone who does not turn your compassion into a dumping ground. The third area is speech. Mars is second and seventh lord in the fifth makes words karmic. Speech will decide the quality of relationships. Sharp truth can heal, but sharp reaction can wound. The fourth area is emotional heaviness. Saturn in the fourth gives strength, but also private weight. You must build a home that gives peace, not just responsibility. You need emotional warmth, not only structure. The fifth area is career. Your career succeeds when you serve, heal, correct, guide, manage, analyze, and solve. You are not meant for meaningless work. You need work where your emotional intelligence and diagnostic ability matter. So what is Reena's chart ultimately saying? It is saying, you are a refined warrior healer. You are not loud, but you are strong. You are not careless, but you are intense. You are not here to decorate the world with charm alone. You are here to enter difficult human realities and bring order, beauty, guidance, and repair. But the hard truth is this: if you do not create boundaries, the same gift becomes punishment. You will keep attracting broken people, broken systems, broken workplaces, broken relationships, and broken expectations, until you learn that service must be chosen, not extracted. Your chart does not deny success. It gives success through usefulness, through problem solving, through discipline, through emotional intelligence, through the ability to handle pressure. But your liberation is not in becoming more available. Your liberation is in becoming more selective. You are not here to be consumed by other people's problems. You are here to master problems, convert them into wisdom, and build a life where service does not destroy peace. And that is the real mystery of this chart. The same house that creates your struggle also creates your power. If this reading speaks to you, and you want your own chart decoded through house lords, exchanges, nakshatras, and the real functional dynamics of your life, get in touch with me for a personal reading. Because once you understand where your chart is actually driving your life, you stop reacting blindly, and you start living with precision.